Everyone says I'm going to be the next Messi, but to be honest, I disagree with that, because I know that when all is said and done, I'm going to be better than Messi. My name is Giovanni da Silva, and this is where my story begins. Born on June 24th, coming from Argentina, River Plate to be specific, I knew that my Barcelona and European career would start with a ton of pressure on my shoulders. I'm not the first to be called the next Messi, and I know I won't be the last. But unlike the rest of the failures, I can handle the pressure. In fact, I can exceed it. I know I can be better than Messi. I know I can become the GOAT. On my first day here, Xavi calls me to his office to give me a welcoming to Barcelona. He says how the staff has kept a close eye on me in my career. But I could tell that his main reason for bringing me into his office was to make me feel comfortable. He said that he's aware of the pressure the media puts on me, calling me the next Messi. But he also says that he wants me to focus on learning how to play the Barca way and telling me that I shouldn't try to be the next Messi. And of course, I kinda disagree. But I didn't say that to his face. Instead, I went back out the office and continued to train with the first team. The first thing I did was tell the coaches that I wanted to do a dribbling drill on my own because, to be honest, I wanted to get used to the ball again. It's been a couple of months since I touched this football. But after getting used to how the ball feels, I got into a tiki-taka drill with Pedri and Gundogan. It took some getting used to since I didn't really pass the ball that much at River Plate. But thankfully, after all that passing, I got into my favorite type of drill, a shooting drill. This drill taught me that European goalkeepers are a different breed compared to the South American counterparts that I scored against. After training, I went straight home and opened the file that my agent sent me. And then she texted me as soon as I opened it. We didn't spend a long time chatting though. She was just checking up on me and letting me know that whilst I'm doing my thing on the pitch, she'll be looking out for me and doing her thing off the pitch when it came to contracts. And from there we moved on to another meeting with Xavi in his office. It was about to be time for my Barcelona debut in pre-season and it was going to be up against Manchester United. He spoke about how Manchester United is a very dangerous team to play up against and they've got some very good players, which I agree with. But then he also told me to be careful not to be put in Luke Shaw's pocket because if that happened then the media would have a field day on me. And he also gave me the objective of getting as many touches on the ball as possible. It's now time for my first professional game in European football. Now heading into this game, I felt like Xavi was underestimating me, as if he felt that I was not going to live up to the hype. And I'll be honest, me losing the ball on my first dribble of the year kinda proved him right. And to make it worse, my turnover led to United taking a shot of their own. But you know what, I was still warming up, and I still wanted to prove the fans and prove to Xavi that I am really the next Messi. But once again I proved myself wrong, this time with a terrible shot. It was now the 70th minute and to be honest I've not had the best of games, but I did pick up the ball in midfield. I gave it to Sergi Roberto. He gives it back to me and some tiki-taka is started in the midfield with Romero giving it to Pedri. He pushed it to Lewandowski. Then Lewandowski passes to me. I carry the ball to the left. I give it back to Lewandowski. He finds himself with a one-on-one opportunity against Onana. He takes the shot, but Onana is able to save and hold on to the ball. After all of that, I got my first highlight of the game. Maybe not a goal, maybe not an assist, but it was a very important highlight as it showed how good I was at dribbling as I got past Luke Shaw and away from Casemiro with some rather silky smooth dribbling, but after that nothing else really happened. We couldn't really get a shot out of it. But then in the 84th minute, Man United got themselves a corner. Anthony was the one who whipped it in, but thankfully we were able to clear it out after some sketchy defending. The ball got cleared out and I won the header against Mount and I was hoping to start off a counter-attack. But Lewandowski and I lacked chemistry so I gave the ball away in confusion. And only 2 minutes later, Manchester United were on the attack and this one was looking dangerous. Luke Shaw gave it to Rasmus Højlund and he scored an amazing goal to give United the lead with only 3 minutes remaining. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but hear me out for a second. Rasmus Højlund scoring a go-ahead goal at this time makes things even better for me. Simply because if I end up scoring the goal that ties the game, then the fans will remember this debut for a long time. And after all was said and done, this game ends 1-1 with Rasmus Højlund scoring in the 87th minute, but with Giovanni da Silva, the next Messi, scoring in the 91st minute to give Barcelona the draw. Now this is a debut that'll definitely silence the haters. Preseason is not over yet however, as you still got AC Milan and Inter Milan to face off against this month. But before the 2 Milan games, Xavi called me into his office again. This time he called me over to praise me about my good performance, but he also said that it wasn't quite good enough to start in La Liga. But he also said that I would be starting the next 2 games against AC and Inter Milan. And he basically issued out a challenge saying that if I did well enough, then I would be able to play against Getafe, which was match day 1 of La Liga, and it was next month. We got straight into the football, first off against AC Milan, but we didn't start off the way we wanted to as we conceded first against Benacer. And I'll be real, this is definitely the defense's fault. But you know what, we can't cry over spilled milk. There's still time for us to come back in this game, so I led a counter-attack. I gave it to Sergi Roberto, he pushes it forward. I do break my run, I ask him to pass it back to me, he does so, and I run into the right wing, tricking the defenders, getting past them with ease. And then I swerved Gavier a saucy cross, but unfortunately he was unable to get the shot past the defenders. Then Balde took his turn at crossing in the ball and he gave a beautiful cross to Pedri, and honestly this deserved a goal. Barcelona was now getting fired up and we got ourselves another opportunity. This time I took a shot, but unfortunately Mike Maignan was able to save my finesse shot. There's more to tiki-taka than just passing. There's also dummy movements, like me dragging the defenders away from Sergi Roberto to give him some wide open space to feed in an amazing cross to Robert Lewandowski. I honestly would have preferred it for Sergi to cross it to me, but you know what, a goal is a goal and we ain't complaining. Especially since I would get my own chance at goal, sneakily getting through the AC Milan defense, but unfortunately I took too heavy a touch and no shot was gonna be taken. But you know what, I wasn't happy with that run of play. In fact, it disgusted me. How could I waste such a simple opportunity? So to make myself feel better, I put Theo Hernandez on a TikTok and I got past him. And knowing that no one was gonna catch me, I took a shot, and this time I made sure that Mike Maignan was not gonna save that ball. Up against Inter Milan, we had another slow start to the game. We were looking dangerous though, but I had a strong defender in Benjamin Pavard in front of me. So I knew it was going to be a tough game. And eventually we'd get ourselves an attack, and I was not trying to test out Pavard in that way, so I gave the ball to Lewandowski. He did give it back to me though, and Pavard really wanted me in his pocket, so instead of dribbling out to the wing, I took a shot instead, and unfortunately this one got saved. In the 64th minute, Araujo wins the ball back. We start some tiki-taka. I get through my man and I give it to Gundogan, who starts some tiki-taka of his own. And I call for it from Lewandowski, but Pavard's touch here does kind of distract me a bit and I end up turning the ball over. We almost conceded in the 86th minute, but thankfully Ter Stegen was able to save it. I grabbed the ball from him and I gave it to Gundogan, who pushed it forward. Then Lewandowski dished it to me. I dribbled the ball forward. You can tell I'm getting very comfortable on the ball at FC Barcelona. I give it off to someone called Pedri, and now we're looking very dangerous on this attack, but we're still outnumbered. I get the ball back, but I lose it. And unfortunately that ends off an attack, and that's what likely led to this game ending 0-0. To be honest, that game against Inter Milan was pretty disappointing, but I know that against AC I was the star of the show. So surely Xavi has to select me, but we'll find out in next week's training session.
Lads, don't get out, mate.
A few hours before the Getafe game, I got another text from my agent. Nadia said that she was very excited to see me start my first game for Barcelona. She also wanted to stress how important it is that I have good performances on the pitch for FC Barcelona to get me some bigger contracts from the club and other clubs around Europe. And she also told me how my presence in the media can increase or reduce my value as well. So it was important to keep that in check too. But now the moment has arrived, my La Liga debut against Getafe. It's safe to say that some real pressure is on me now, the next Messi's first ever game in La Liga. Messi's La Liga debut was on October 16, 2004 against Osasuna, the same year that I was born. And in that game, Messi didn't score. So with that said, that is my objective for this game. Not to score one goal, but to score at least two, to show the fans that I'm more than just the next Messi. No, I'm gonna be better than Messi. It did not take long for FC Barcelona to take control of this game, so after winning the ball back, we went on the counter-attack. Gundogan received it, I made a run, he sent me through, and honestly with only the goalkeeper left to beat, the rest was history. And just like that, I scored my first ever La Liga goal, making history as one of the very few young players to score in their Barcelona debut. But remember, I need more. And with some good movement from me and a good pass, I'd get the chance to score my second ever La Liga goal and get myself a brace on debut. Guess I still need to work on my volleys. There was still time for something to happen in the first half, so after cutting inside I gave Gundogan a good ball. But Getafe's defense were able to fend us off this time, and that's how the first half ends. As the referee blows his whistle and we head into halftime 1-0 up, courtesy of yours truly, Giovanni da Silva. But remember, my job's not done here. I need one more goal. And heading into the second half, I had no intentions of showing mercy, and apparently Altosari had the same mindset. But after getting 0 ball, the referee rightfully gives him a yellow card. And immediately after that we generated an opportunity as Sergio Roberto gives the ball to Lewandowski. He heads it down to me, I dribble the ball a bit, give it to him, he hands it back to me, and I take a finesse shot that honestly should have gone in because that would have been goal of the season. But you know what, I was getting sick and tired of this not scoring nonsense, so I got the ball once more with intention to score. Unfortunately I lost it, but thankfully we've got a beast of a defense that wins the ball back and hands it back to me. And I dribble it forward, beating my man, and with all the time in the world, all the space, I made them pay by scoring an absolute banger. And honestly, I don't care what anyone says, after scoring a goal like that and getting myself a brace on a La Liga debut, I'm definitely more than just the next Messi. But you know what, I could actually go for the hat-trick, and after winning the ball back in a dangerous position, I found myself 1-on-1 against Soria. Unfortunately, this time he was awake and he was able to palm the ball away. And after a bit more football, that's all it takes to end the game at 2-0 to Barcelona. A brace in my La Liga debut and picking up the 3 points. But more importantly, showing all these fans that I am the real deal. Letting Spain know that Giovanni da Silva has arrived. But you know what, it's still the first game, right? It's still early days. You can't call myself a success just yet. But mark my words, I'll definitely make sure that these fans remember my name for years to come.